You're now tuned into another episode, 10 Toes Down. Me in here, we grinding. What's good, guys?
What's going on? This is your girl, Goddess Kiyan.
Yeah, your brother, Shaka L. Bay, in the building.
Friend to the room in the building, man. What's going on? Introduce yourself, player.
Yeah.
Boy H20, I'm here, you know what I'm saying? It's glad to be back. You know
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Family.
Toes down,
Fact.
we
Back.
here, you know what I'm
We
saying?
back.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yo, it's a lot going on. You got a lot of big things coming up next month as well,
Yes,
and we're
sir.
going to touch on everything.
Yes, sir.
But, we got to touch on, current events and stuff that's going on, man. So, I know how you a hip-hop aficionado.
Yeah, a little
So-
bit. You can say that a little bit.
We going to touch on, we going to revisit something that we talked about last week or whatever.
Yeah, we got really, really spirited with that discussion.
And when we touched on LL Cool J and his Mount Rushmore and how a lot of people felt like he should, he shouldn't have left DMX off there and Jay-Z, and some people said Kanye. I don't agree with Kanye being on there.
Well, my thing with that is LL, he may look young, right? But he's from a different era too. So
Definitely.
And he's one of the original Def Jam artists.
The.
You know what I'm saying? Was he the first Def Jam artist?
I believe so.
And he's the one of the youngest, right? He was 15. So he came, he done seen the growth of Def Jam. I don't think he's the first, but
Nah,
somebody else. He saw the growth of Def Jam. So he saw artists that people done forgot about. My coach used to say, "Yo, I forgot more than you know." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so from his list, it's coming from that standpoint of him, not from the popularity contest. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's not somebody's popular opinion to say things. And then also bias goes into it too.
Oh yeah, definitely, because that's his era.
Yeah, that's his era. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, my era of like sports is like, when Michael Jordan and
Facts.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Like,
We're gonna touch on Ant Edwards'
yeah.
comments also later on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
he was bugging, but go ahead.
But what was LL's top five?
The Mount Rushmore, I remember correctly, it was Public Enemy, right?
Yeah,
the Beastie Boys.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Fire.
Who else? It was Public Enemy and the Beastie Boys.
Himself.
Enemy,
yeah.
Beastie Boys.
It's one other person or one other group. I forget. It's not coming to me right now at the moment.
I'm surprised he didn't say Onyx.
He didn't say Rihanna, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't say Onyx neither. But he touched on everybody that was in his era. And honestly, I get it because even though he was signed, he was the youngest one out of all of them.
Public Enemy.
Yeah,
I think we said that already.
Okay.
And the other guys was older, so he looked up to all those guys. So I kind of get why he went ahead and said that. I just feel like personally, you have to put X and J on that list.
Jay-Z's not a Def Jam artist to me. Like, when he was Def Jam's president, but he's not Def Jam artist to me. Like, in the sense of like, when you think of Def Jam, you don't think. For me personally, being from like Queens and what I mean, I think of Onyx. You know what I'm saying? I think of LL first and foremost. But like I just remember seeing visuals like say like on MTV back in the day, because when videos used to come on, you see Def Jam, like, and you'll see like Onyx, you'll see, LL Cool J,
EPMD,
EPMD, and all that, like, you know what I'm saying, like Public Enemy, like, you know what I'm saying, like, even though they older, way older, but when I was a young boy, seeing those videos and stuff like that, I used to see it. Jay-Z, DMX, right? DMX, Def Jam, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, I felt like he got that, and people, it's almost like, how like some people go and they become like cappers, they in a frat and everything like that, and some people they go through the hazing and all that other stuff, and they really get on, and then you got paper cappers or paper sigmas, whatever. I think Jay-Z like a paper Def Jam artist to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he signed his paper to become the big wig.
He's honorary.
You know what I mean? Like, because Jay-Z's the president of that. Like, I don't what?
I never looked at it like that.
And then somebody like LL Cool J, bro, I've been here since day one, and you make him the president. So bias, when it comes to bias, he'd never be on my Mount Rushmore.
And the funny thing about it, the whole time that Jay was the president, I think L had one album to do for Def Jam. He would not do it.
He would not. He
do
would
that
not.
all.
He
Yeah,
would
I will.
Really?
He would not do it.
He was gatekeeping when he was over there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you know.
He was.
What is there?
He
What is
was.
that? I'm curious to know. Do anyone know what
Cam
their
and
friendship?
and Cam and Mason. Like I'm not Cam and Mason. Cam, Ron, and Dipset. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
they was like, "Yo, bro, we here." Like
Right, what you
we
doing?
one of the hottest acts right here, especially in New York.
Jay was
Dipset,
blocking a lot of people.
You know,
He was blocking
and
a
like,
lot.
yo, you got to give him that extra push, and he wasn't stamping nobody.
Yeah.
Jay-Z was there
Even
not stamping
Kanye,
nobody.
when I watched his documentary, they went and gave him the chain on the stage, and he still had to fight to put stuff out. He couldn't even get the regular behind the scene marketing. That was very, very interesting to me,
And
and it
that's
just
supposed to
really
be a
showed
man's.
in the very right, but.
But that's what
po-
Big Brother
what was
was
the
all
point
about.
of signing? I mean, that was very hurtful and disappointing to see.
Yeah, he dealt with a lot. He dealt with a lot, and
He did so.
you
He
know,
dealt with so
he
much.
to be like a really, really dope artist. I would put Ye on there before
Ye
I
is
put
a
Hov.
genius to me.
I'll put Ye, Kanye West, on as a Def Jam artist over Jay-Z in my eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He went through a lot.
He went through a lot, but he did a lot too. When he kind of like broke the mold for backpack artists, selling with records and everything
did.
like that. He
Definitely.
kind of like, I remember he went
made
up
it
right
too.
up against
Absolutely.
50 Cent.
Yes.
One of my favorite
He
artists, and they
created
had
the narrative.
created
Yeah.
the graduation. And,
I remember.
He
you
made
know, the
sure he
massacre.
got in
Yeah, I
there.
remember. Yeah.
He
So-
did amazing. Wow.
And that's just, and it's that feeling, that era, during that time, you know, it was like, yo, I'm a 50s fan, and Ye make great music, but I'm still riding with 50.
50, yeah.
But Ye is like got more albums sold right now. Yo, what's happening? Is Def Jam buying the albums? Is this, you know? But it was that thing
Right.
that they put together in that marketing. You don't see that no more.
Nah,
and Ye had
you
to
don't.
push so hard for that. That's the thing. The behind the scenes to see how he had to get that done was interesting.
Let me say the unpopular opinion about Jay-Z. I don't think that he doesn't want people to do good. He just don't want them to do better than him. And he will hold his own people's, you know what I mean, back a little
Captive.
bit. Like other than like 50, 50's mad that people don't take what he's doing for them and take it to that next level. Jay-Z
Jay-Z's
actually
out.
holds them back.
Right. But
Like
then,
real quick, sorry, just cut you off, but
No.
50 Cent, he put out his first album. He didn't put out another album until he put all of his other artists on. When he's the hottest artist, period.
In the world.
At that time. He was the hottest artist in the world, sold the most records, all that. He put everybody's album. He put a Yayo's album, and Yayo was in jail. Everybody's album, and then they did the compilation
respect
album,
50.
and then he came with the Massacre. So 50 Cent get mad at his artists, say like a Banks and everything like that, because he like, yo, and he called him Lazy Lloyd. Because he's like, yo, you don't see all this?
Yeah.
You don't see me doing all this, and you're just content with waiting to come out with an album? Nah, you got to get out there. You around me. Like, I'm leading by example. I don't need to talk to you all
But that just goes to show you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. Because you can use the Jay-Z method and everybody say, nah, he ain't letting us eat. Then you can use the 50 Cent method and then you're not even doing what you want to do when I give you the opportunity.
But this is a
Which one would
correlation
you
with
choose?
Queens also, because Queens, y'all some hustling ass motherfuckers.
You got
man.
facts, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And 50 literally just took what he learned on the streets of Southside and applied that shit to the industry.
Everything. And then that's kind of what I do with everything.
Which one
I
would
do.
right? But you see, they're like two different
But Queen,
opposites of an
we don't get
approach.
the. That's a whole nother thing. We
Right.
don't get the recognition for what we really do. We really those pillars, those people who
I
know,
agree.
Russell Simmons, like Queens, like Run DMC. These are people who really, you start something, you got to figure it out. Some people need it to be like right here in their hand this is $1 million here. Like, nah, how, like, you got to go get that $1 million. You got to go create something. Like, you're not going to get anywhere by not creating anything. Like,
Fact.
if you could work that regular job and have that salary, that's going to be your salary. You know what, and some people are content with that. Going to work
Some
and
people
this is, okay, cool, I get to,
Get the little check.
Get my check, and I get to eat my food and this. And what they don't know, their life is just going.
But they're allowing somebody to make the goals for them. But that's the thing. I always use the analogy that nobody wants to go on a bus that's not moving. But sometimes it requires for people to get off the to push the bus to make it move. You know what I'm saying?
So
it can't be just I'm gonna give you a handout.
100%.
Sometimes you can work. There's potential work to get it.
But what I would say, like the difference between 50 Cent and Jay-Z is the fact that 50 Cent will go push for you. I'm tired. Because you're not doing anything. You see me doing all this stuff. Now I'm gonna just pull back, and now I'm not fucking with you in that space anymore. Hov has the keys. He is the needle mover and won't move the needle for your people. No. If Hov came out and gave Ye that stamp of approval, Ye was fiending for that stamp for years.
So all he asked
Ye had to go and literally go crazy to get that stamp from Hov, and he still ain't get it.
Nah.
You understand?
I just
he never gonna.
When I seen that documentary,
and you see it on the thing, they was playing. He didn't know the records were gonna sell like that. Hov ain't know that. Ye had to go and hustle and make his own lane.
Found it.
He opened that lane for Big Sean's and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't care what they label.
He made it cooler way advanced. He made it cooler. 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Talib Kweli. Yeah, I was like, yo, that's cool.
Remember when he did that whole event and like I'm telling you, Jay-Z did not expect that, and I don't care what they label Ye. I'm riding with him because he worked.
He's
hard.
A genius.
He worked hard. He is absolutely a genius.
But that feeling when Ye was out dropping them albums and stuff, that feeling that you like, okay, college dropout. I remember all, like, you know what I'm saying? That's different, you know. But you know, music even now, I don't know, like we don't anticipate anybody. So like even with LL New The Force, the album that's coming out, he got that old school rollout. He's going and meeting everywhere. He's going on all the podcasts, and that's something that I kind of do with people when I got like a Ballin' for Peace event coming up. I say like I'm like an independent rapper because I'm going to all. Everywhere. I don't care how big or small. Like I came here, then I was next day I'm at Pix 11. You understand? And I go to Fox 5 or this that like. But I'm gonna stop everywhere because now, like even now, we created a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're cool enough now. Like you know what I'm saying? Yo, H got something going on now. Y'all are new people, supporters of what's happening. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, you never know. And a lot of people, they like, oh, no, I'm not going to that show. Or nah, they ain't. You never know what's
and then when
happen.
A person gets to where you deem them to be credible, now you want to kill yourself to get to them. When 100%. You could have just seen greatness from there and y'all work together.
Well, let me ask you this question. Because, you know, you got your ear to the street and you know what's going on.
A little bit, man. I guess.
A little bit. No. You rocking with them teams, so you know something. Little bit.
Not too much.
Me and Shock talked about this before a couple of times, but why is it that it seemed like New York? I'm just talking New York City, right?
Yeah.
The influencers of New York City. Instead of everybody working together as a collective to make the make everything greater, it's just individual tribes and nobody works together. I think like that.
They try. Like when I do the events, I'm probably one of the
one of the only ones
who bring everybody together.
Jim Jones is doing. I think there's a misnomer.
They doing it, but it's like
a misnomer. We doing things, and I think we need to focus a little bit more on that so it can expand.
But I think some people are worried about who's doing it and not what they're doing.
Okay.
They see it like, yo, are you really a part of this? They kind of check people.
Or like, you just coming out just for show, just to
like who, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not to say anything about anybody, but it's like, when did you become that?
Right.
Like how? So it's like you understand what I mean? Like
right now you doing that.
Now you doing that. Yeah. Now you want to be like nice. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Some people. So when I asked, having Jim Jones be a part of Ballin' for Peace. He's a cool dude, you know what I mean? But everybody in New York, you got to have a wall up a little bit because you're not a sucker though.
You have to.
You know what I mean? It's like who some people play people to be suckers or like and you got to show people like I'm not a sucker. So you gotta put your wall up until you kind of get to know somebody and then you're like they mad cool like you know what I'm saying? But people gonna check you first.
Facts.
Before they me, I'm more like okay. I'm more the opposite. Like, I'm cool until you do me dirty. You understand? Like, I'm the opposite of like New York rules. We have
the same characteristics.
Yeah,
I'm more open, and then I'm the 50
Cent
method. I'm the 50 Cent method. I'm going to rock out with you. I'm going to push you. I'm going to do this. You do something wrong,
I'm not fucking
you don't
with you.
get access to me no more.
It's the access. The biggest thing you just said was access. Like people, if they have access to you, then they feel like they're still a part of you. Like even in relationships, if someone still has access to you, even if you be like, yo, fuck you, I hate you in your guts, that person's like, yes. Yeah, so like, you know, like today, like I had like a purpose. Like I woke up and I'm like, okay, cool. I got to tap in with these people. You know what I mean? Like for the events coming up, I want to tap in with certain people. And again, like my mindset is like, I got to just do it. Like I just make it happen. Like I'm going to send this message. Whether their response is what their response is going to be, I'm giving it out there. Like I'm putting it out there. And I set goals. Okay, I got to at least reach out to 5 people a day to get this done, other than saying like, yo, nobody, you know what I mean? I ain't get this done, or they ain't do this, or I'm giving you an opportunity to say yes or no. That's it. Now it's going to be 5 people a day, or 5 companies a day, or 5. It's going to be 5 at least. You know what I'm saying? That's my mark. But that's just how I work. You know what I'm saying? There's people who work differently. You know, I have to kind of put a goal to, you know, it has to be a point. What's a win look like? Like today, like, okay, this is a win for me. If I reach out to 5 people, whether they respond or not, then that's a win. Now, you know, a next goal could be, okay, I'm going to reach out to at least, I want 2 people to actually give me some confirmation. Like when I'm reaching out for Queens Week teams or something like that. Okay, I want 12 teams. All right, I got to get a deposit from 4 of them today, or something like that. Like so that they're in. I know that they're in, and I can move forward and I can move on to the next step and the next teams. But yeah, that's just how I kind of shift my brain to work to make sure that I'm on track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's organization and the structure. A lot of people sleep on Queens when it comes to, you know, y'all contribution to hip hop.
Yeah. And
people don't understand the importance of Queens when it comes to the culture. So, because you know we like to teach as well.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a lot of people who's watching us for the first time or who might not fully grasp it. So just break down to people that is watching who may not really fully understand the importance of Queens when it comes to the culture.
Queens is huge. Like you know what I'm saying? You know, you talk about Run DMC. You know what I'm saying? You talk about 50 Cent, Ja Rule. Like you talk about like, you know, Nas. You know, Queens is very, you know, a prodigy. You know what I'm saying? Like
R.I.P.
you know, Mobb Deep. You know, R.I.P. Even though they, you know, Long Island with Queens. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know, Lost Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? Like and these are people like the Lost Boys. I remember I used to play for Mr. Cheeks. Basketball team at Impact when I was younger. I won money for him too. Like he would put me up to play 1-on-1 against different dudes and everything from the neighborhood. But those are things that, you know, you had to be around. They not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of these young boys, not, you know, they learn in different ways now. But, you know, everybody has their time. They have their era. They have their people who kind of inspired them to do more. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Queen's contribution to the game is, you know, and just in life in general, man. Like, you know, even on a basketball standpoint, you know, Kenny Smith, you know, you got Mark Jackson, you know, Skip to Malou, my man Rafa, like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many players, you know, Kenny Anderson, like, you know, it's insane, you know what I'm saying?
Ron Artest,
Ron, you know, but you know, I remember when I was in Sacramento, and Ron was out there, and his brother Danny Artest, shout out to Danny Artest. I was trying to recruit him to come play with me at Sacramento State. We used to go to all the Kings games and everything like that. So, you know, it's good to have Queens representation in the NBA and around you. Like I see Ron Artest.
Lamar Odom also. I forgot about Elo.
You know so let me ask you a question.
It's a lot of heads.
So when you think about Queens and just in regards to hip hop and not getting the proper recognition, how do you feel about Long Island being right
hold
there
on, Nicki Minaj too. Like you know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Nicki.
Nicki.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, how do you feel about Long Island in that regards?
I don't think about Long Island.
So there was a brother who's from Long Island that was on our show, and he is definitely, you know, right, trying to make sure that Long Island is on the map as far as hip hop.
No, I'm just saying, like You gotta keep it real. I don't think about
The
it.
way you said it, though, like, wait,
He
what?
said, I don't
It was so
think about Long
nonchalant.
Island.
No disrespect.
I'm
No
not
disrespect.
from Long Island.
No disrespect.
You know what I'm saying?
He
but
was
I
like,
don't
no,
think.
Long Island, but you know, and I'm like, okay.
But no disrespect, but like,
Oh, Lord, he
I
gonna see
don't.
this.
That's not in my daily process. Or
But
like even
because you're
when
so
I'm in-
close, right? So I'm like,
I love
okay.
Long Island. I go out to eat and everything like that. It's nice. It's cool. Like North Kamal.
What's that
like, you know
mall
what I'm
everybody
saying?
go to?
Yeah,
Tan-
North
Green
Kamal.
Acres? Green Acres?
Green Acres
Oh,
Mall.
Green. Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
I live close. So I lived in
hip-hop,
Rosedale. I
right.
lived in Rosedale. Like, so I live right by Green Acres Mall. One of my favorite restaurants is BJ's right there. I go to the brewery.
Yeah.
People think that it's, I'm talking about BJ's, the shopping, like the
Out there
Costco.
for
No.
a minute,
Nah,
but I
if
said,
you know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. That's it.
Yeah, so like,
Right.
but that's one of favorite restaurants. But Long Island, my day to day, I don't think about Long Island. Like, people, I got enough to think about Queens, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and getting out Just Do, and
You
Staten
focus on your
Island has to
backyard.
think about Staten Island. Nobody, you could
Facts.
the lost borough. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like, people
yeah.
don't. No one talks about
Lost
Staten
borough.
Island.
This
No,
is true.
and
You
damn
know?
sure don't.
So
Nope.
there's history in all
Like
of it,
Staten,
but right
what?
now you're
Nah, I'm just
concentrating more on Queens because that's where
Well,
because
Queens-
I'm trying to figure out. I can't remember what he said as far as Long Island, in their history within hip hop. I can't remember.
They're not in the
offhand.
boroughs. They're not in the 5 boroughs.
They're not
right?
in the boroughs.
So when they're not. So
Right.
it's like it's Long Island's like New Jersey in a sense, right? So it's there, it's close, but it's
That's
not.
our cousins. But
Right,
like,
Yeah,
it's-
it's
you-
not
Cousin.
the
Close,
borough.
but it just
Like a
ain't
distant
it.
cousin.
So it's almost
must
like
have,
That's
brother.
not it.
in what space are they talking? Because Long Island, you have Suffolk County, you have all of these places that you have. Be where you're at, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, if that's the case, it's not. You're making yourself feel away
Yeah,
because this is you can make you be the best person in Long Island,
Right.
and then come like I had to be one of the best people in Queens before I can go branch out
Right.
anywhere. I had to kill in all the tournaments that I was playing in. Had to go to Almighty Force. I had to go to ISA. I had to kill and be the best
You
in
gotta
my
conquer your
own
neighborhood first. You gotta conquer where you from.
neighborhood. I had 150th Park, 260. I had to kill Africa Park. These are places in Queens that I had to be the best at. And then I went to other boroughs. And then I'm going to Tri-State. And then I'm going to Rucker. Then I'm going to West Forth. Then I'm going to Dykeman. Then I'm going to Hoops in the Sun. But I had to kill where I'm at.
Right.
So be the best where you at. And if you're not the best where you at, you can't just go shift somewhere else.
Right.
'Cause
He's working towards that for sure. He's definitely working towards that to put Long Island on the map and be the best where he's at. And I even asked if he was willing, like, to branch out and do other things, but he wanted to focus on Long Island.
So that's my thing
definitely
is this.
what he's
Be
doing.
the best in Long Island. Go to Suffolk. Go to Freeport. Go to all of these spots. And, you know what I mean? Go perform at these spots all in Long Island. Be the best that you are in Long Island.
Kid, I think he's saying it in a nice way. That shit ain't got nothing to do with him.
No, 100. No. I'm telling you my story.
He said this.
I'm telling you my story. Before I was able to go to Rucker and all that,
I says
I had to be the best or one of the best where I'm from before I'm going and branching out other places. And then I went to Brooklyn. Then
No,
I played.
I think he was just saying as far as hip hop, Long Island doesn't get the respect that they have, and I don't know the names that he mentioned to support. His statement and his feelings about it. He definitely is working hard to put Long Island on the map, but he's just saying that just like how we said Queens don't get their just due, and
But this is
that's
the thing.
the same thing.
What
Queens
he's
actually
saying,
did it, like-
right? But what he's saying kind of is a proven method. You understand?
Right.
You got Rakim, who's from Long Island. He didn't come out trying to, be Mr. Long Island.
Nah, he just
He
did him.
just came out,
He came out.
with bars and
And to be real,
killing the
he
mic.
got with some Brooklyn and some Queens guys. You know what I mean?
So
He had
right,
to
but
leave
that
Long
wasn't
Island.
even. But the thing about it, think about when Eric B for president came out. You wasn't thinking about who or
Where
where,
from,
none of that.
yeah,
You
like-
was like, yo, that shit
Was hard, yeah.
is crazy.
So your work ethic is gonna speak for itself. But my
Absolutely.
thing is this: you gotta win chips. You gotta be the champion where you at.
Facts.
Go ahead, be the champion.
Yeah.
Winning cures everything. You know what I'm saying? Like if you winning, You showing your trophies and your this and everything. Now you can show, like, you stamp, you proven, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
it's a proven method.
Fact, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can't deny success.
You used the whole basketball analogy, so I think
boom, like, you know, you moving up the ladders. If you winning, you know what I'm saying? Nobody cannot tell you anything. Now, if you losing, now you got excuses, y'all. Man, only if I could have. Nah, you didn't do it. So you know what I mean?
That's it though.
What could have, should
But
ain't going on.
if you win that chip, nobody can say nothing to you.
Untouchable.
Go harder, work harder.
Yeah.
Just like my man JT. You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? He got that. Nobody could tell him nothing.
Steve Kerr sat his ass down in the Olympics.
Oh my God.
That was crazy.
Yo.
And then Jaylen Brown not being on the Olympic team is crazy. You take your role player.
Curry.
No. You take White. Derek White.
Derek White.
He's a role player for Boston.
And got burned.
And how you don't take the MVP of the finals MVP, and then you take the rope. You take somebody from my team, and I'm the best player on the team, right? Jaylen Brown. They want to win that finals without Jaylen Brown. And you take Derek White.
I mean, he's a good, solid player, but he's not.
You take Derek White. All disrespect, like, you know what I'm saying?
He said all.
Like, Derek White over
no respect.
Jaylen Brown. Like, so
But-
when you talk about bias and you talk about people and their feelings, the real reason why Jaylen Brown wasn't on the team because spoke out about Nike, spoke out about Kyrie Irving. He's speaking out. And now he's one of last year he was the highest paid player in the NBA history, right?
Oh, really?
So, yeah. The highest paid.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown got the highest, biggest contract right now.
That was more than LeBron, all this other stuff.
Really?
He broke the record for yes. So these new contracts, players are going to start getting crazy money. Yeah. But he's the first, and he's the highest paid player in the NBA.
Broke the record.
And for him not to be on to
That's
represent
crazy.
USA.
What did he say about Kyrie?
He was defending Kyrie
when he was doing it.
When the whole situation with the.
He's a villain.
And he's one of. Isn't he the
vaccine
president of the NBPA?
Yeah, he is.
He's
I
not
know the vice.
playing on the
It's
Olympic
him.
team.
Yeah.
He making big moves.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
And he didn't play on the USA team. They didn't select him.
And a lot of people forget he played in the Big Three last year.
Yeah, he played in the Big Three over the summer, and that was a big thing because current NBA players are not supposed to be playing in the Big Three. The NBA in itself is definitely has something against the Big Three because they don't like any competition.
Listen, he coming up. Go ahead,
Ice Cube. Shout out to Ice Cube.
Shout out to my brother.
See, I want to get into the. I'm glad we talking about this.
Yeah.
The politics of basketball.
It's a lot of it. It's horrible right now. Like the politics in basketball is the reason why, like, you know, certain people aren't like the politics in basketball is the reason why Bronny's in the league. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, there's politics in everything.
For sure,
now.
but
everything
But
living,
this-
moving,
for sure.
and breathing.
This here?
This
is different,
This is
though.
the biggest.
The-
You get
This is different.
your son drafted 55th pick, second to last pick, guaranteed 4-year deal, $7.8 million, guaranteed, the largest contract for second rounder of all time.
Yeah.
Guaranteed money is
Average
never
5 points a game.
barely on the table when you
Come
are.
again?
Literally
So
average
it's
5
fact.
points a
and
game.
then getting drafted to your dad's team. Okay, nepotism is huge, right? It's big, right?
Right.
And, you know, he just use it in his favor. So it's cool.
So what? With the politics of that decision, what do you feel like it was based off of?
What?
I mean, that's
It's
it.
self-explanatory.
Yeah.
The politics of that,
I
like
would-
LeBron, I want to play with my son.
Yeah, I
got
wanna
a
play with
couple
my
years
son.
left. I want to play with my son.
I'm making history.
Lakers, I'm not gonna re-sign if you don't sign my son.
Simple.
Right. So now more tickets are going to be sold. 'cause
He's trying to sell the
cool.
I mean,
idea
yeah,
of a marketing.
Marketing. It's not.
They
They not coming to see Bronny.
You know, and
No, but people want to see, you know,
it's gonna be crazy when the first game where they playing
It's gonna be
together.
wild.
It's gonna be crazy.
I mean, wow.
That boy gonna be on the
Them
bench most of the time.
tickets,
He's not gonna be
They probably gonna
getting
have
in
to
the
make
game like that.
extra seats back somewhere in the hallway.
The
Somewhere.
crazy thing about this is Bronny be getting mad when people bring this stuff up. Like when they're talking to him about how is the play, bro? You know, this is the way you're gonna get in. This is the way you always gonna be seen. There will never be a shift.
Nah.
There will
Word.
never be. I don't care if this dude averages 60 points. There will never be a shift in the way from the way he got in the league. This is,
But compare that to,
You probably feel like you
and I
worked
know you
hard
know
for it.
about what's going on. So like the young hoopers in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
right now, Carmelo's son is the number one rated
Kiyan.
basketball
But he's
player in New York City
Kiyan
right now.
working.
he working though.
But I see the difference because I see he has him in all the basketball tournaments this summer. Kiyan got that dog in him.
He playing. I went to see him. I didn't go to see him per se, but I was at the New York versus New York. I felt that they put him in a bad situation because he didn't play games with Gersh Park, who he played with, and he just played in the championship game. It kind of threw the team off as well because you come in with that high profile, stuff
Yes.
and energy and everything. And sometimes it's okay, to sit this one out. But, for the ambiance of it all, you throw him in there, it kind of threw things off. And I think it threw him off as well, too, because you're not in rhythm. You used to
Gotta
get
get
volume touches and everything like that. And that's big as a basketball player. And now you're getting the ball and you didn't start. You got to come in and you got to be on.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
certain level of
It's a little
intensity
different.
in those type of games
and
also.
then you make a turnover, he's out the game. And it was
Yeah.
So it was almost like a setup.
Yeah, setting him up to fail.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
poor
Not
man.
to say it was, because I'm not saying
I don't
it
think
is.
was. Shout out to my boy
but-
Gary Irvin.
But
coach,
what happens is it's a lot more pressure for
For
you to
sure.
perform
In the championship
when you
game,
haven't
everybody's-
really
But it's
been
gonna make
able to
him better
build
at the end
that
of the
momentum.
day. He is an
He
experience.
brush that off. He
That's
go and
right.
played in the,
Right.
the slam game
Listen,
and
he
everything.
gonna know what to do. His rhythm gonna be back. If that opportunity presents itself.
But
again.
I'm glad his father is, and you could tell
Get
that.
him out there.
You could tell that Bronny,
Right.
and we were talking about this a little more coddled
Ball, go in that Lions den.
compared to like
for sure.
compared to like Kiyan, where
Kiyan he played
he,
at,
he got him on the pavement.
he played at
playing with the
Christ the King his
gorillas.
first year. Like, you know what I'm saying? First
his
2
father's
years.
like, nah, you gonna
You
start
gonna
from
play.
the you gonna
Yeah,
play.
you're gonna
gonna
learn.
go.
You're gonna
work out,
learn
you
the
play.
day.
Yeah, with everybody.
With everybody.
Yeah.
He's at West Fourth. He's playing
Yeah.
over here, Gersh.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that helped me out was playing street ball when I got to college.
That's what my son do a lot now.
But it messes up your knees, unfortunately. like now, I had
God, I'm
surgery
about to
recently.
tell him that.
But street ball is terrible for your the concrete is horrible. So I wouldn't change anything that I did because I became the legend that I am. Like, H20 and all that came from street ball. It's like you have certain different identities. High school, I had a whole different identity. Played college, Division I ball, and everything like a different identity. Then your street ball career. So it's like 3 different careers.
Okay.
And then you know what I'm saying,
I
and then
didn't know that.
so it's and then your professional career. So 4.
Absolutely. Really 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So high school.
But you
people look
smile.
at you.
You got this beautiful smile when you think when you mention playing.
Ah
with
man, it was
street
the best
credibility.
time. Like, you know what I'm saying, street ball, and you got to earn a name and stuff like that. For
Yeah.
me, when I was playing street ball, people thought I was older than what I am because I was playing street ball at such a young age. I was
Right.
playing since I was 17 years old.
You was playing with
So-
some guys older than you.
All of them were older than me. I had to
son
earn
is
my
doing
spot.
My son
Yeah.
is doing the same thing now. Most of the people he played with is way older than
They were all older than me. So I had a shout out to Smush Parker, Jarrell Blassingame, all
And
of
Smush
the-
from Queens also, right?
Smush is he's from Brooklyn. Yeah, I don't. We can't claim him.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
he's
ain't
from
claiming
Brooklyn.
you. He from Brooklyn.
Yeah. So Smush, Jarrell Blassingame, all these guys. Shout out to all of the dudes that I played with coming up in this game. People, I used to be in Brooklyn so much people thought I was from Brooklyn because I worked out at the Bedford YMCA.
Well, you
know
got
what
to
I
go
mean?
where the best training is, the
Yeah.
best opportunities.
Well, now it was more. I wish I got training when I was younger. I just used to be in my backyard. Me and my brother used to we started a game and had we had to score 1,000 every Saturday and Sunday. A layup's worth 2. We made a mark where a 3-point line was. That was 3, and free throws are 1. So we would score 1,000
that was the
points.
training in
That was
a way,
but
right?
that was our own thing.
And now they got YouTube, right? You didn't have YouTube back then, right? Yeah,
No way. I wish, but I had highlights. I had Michael Jordan videos,
Ooh,
and
Jordan,
watching
he was
them
a beast,
things and
of
stuff like that.
course.
Yeah.
So, right now, if you could compare Kiyan to Bronny, who you think is the better player?
Well, Bronny's in the league now,
Well, I mean, but we know why he's really in the league, though.
but he's in the league, and Bronny's older than him, so
Yeah, I
I
was
would
like,
give the
yeah.
edge. The edge is gonna go to Bronny right now, but overall, I think Kiyan will be
How old are they?
Well,
comparing
Kiyan's
these
what,
babies.
16, 17?
Yeah, he's about to be
Yeah.
a senior.
17, about
No
to be a
comparison.
senior.
He's still growing.
Bronny's
Like 19, 20.
19, 20. So yeah, it's like LeBron is gonna do everything in his power to not let Bronny fail, right? But Bronny is gonna have to get it on his own. You know what I'm saying? And Bronny works hard. He's good. Like, I just would have rather Bronny, like, so that he didn't have to deal with something like this.
He has a lot.
I
for him.
wish he would have had, because he came off a season where he didn't play much, right? He had like a heart condition, a heart,
Yeah. Certainly.
passed out, all this other stuff, averaged 4 points. Bro, earn it. That's all I say. Earn it. Like, you'll feel a lot. Like LeBron, he gonna get there. Let him get there. Play out your seasons or whatever like that. If he come the next, let him earn one more. He should have did one more year in college,
I agree.
earned his shit, and came into the league. Period. The end. Other than that, again, now
You put so much pressure
for
on
his,
him now.
not even his entire career is gonna be based off this.
He probably gonna come with some crazy stuff, some crazy game.
He could be the nicest dude ever.
You know, it's not gonna
It's
matter.
never gonna matter. Like,
never gonna
you
matter.
can rewind this 20
I don't
years
know
later.
why he didn't just finish
rewind
college.
this, come back to this, how we sit here.
Yeah.
It's never gonna matter.
Can't go back in time.
You cannot change what happened.
That's
You
right.
understand?
That's a fact.
It was, I would never, I would tell my dad, dude, like, nah, bro, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that to me.
Because he's still set financially. This
Yeah,
is
he's
why
good.
I
He
say
wasn't worried
politics.
about that.
Right.
Oh,
So I don't see what was the reason
No rush.
why.
LeBron
It was
rushing
more
'cause he wanted to
about
play with
LeBron
playing with his
than
son.
it was about Bronny.
LeBron
wanted to make
play with his
history.
He
son.
wanted to
Yeah.
play with his son. He's looking at key points in legacy. He's beholden to the Lakers, so he got to try to find some way to make the Lakers
was some
relevant
con- there was
even
some
without
back-end
winning the game.
conversation
Put
with this.
it like this. Yeah, back end, it was front hand. Like the NBA, don't pick him. Nobody wasn't gonna pick him anyway, but don't pick him. You know what I'm saying? It's 55th pick to the Lakers. If it was really like, if LeBron really wanted him, which he didn't do, they would have drafted him in the first round. They're not gonna do that, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was a real worry about people picking him, they would have drafted him in the first round. Like, we got this
Right
high
on.
profile play. No, he's not that. Like, he's gonna be learning on the fly. Probably spend a lot of time in the G League. But at the end of the day, there's players who really bust their behind.
I was gonna ask you that. Like,
To
how
try
do you
to
feel
get
about
in.
that? Right.
It doesn't make me feel
But big corporations do it with their kids, even when they pass
people
on
use
jobs.
that, but this ain't
so
that.
how are we
This ain't that though.
We-
This is sports. This is the
So this is
NBA.
different.
Where
This is the league. Like,
gotta
this
earn
ain't,
that shit.
this ain't working at
You gotta
earn that
Viacom
shit.
and
right.
this ain't
Tesla.
working at Coca-Cola.
You
Like,
gotta earn that shit.
But even then, they gotta earn it. They gotta earn it. Then, because there's people who work hard and know how to do the job.
But-
and here
but
you
it's
go.
like
But we
sports,
talking
But
about
then,
millions.
but then
different.
in
talking
corporate
about
America,
millions.
in corporate America, there's always
the
a
devil's
reference guide you can go to. Let me go see what I did or what I need to do,
I get
with
it.
this and that.
you always got people. You always like,
It's-
yeah.
It's
But look
a
what
it's a
Kiyan,
it's a
we
whole.
can't say that when he
it's a
get
whole-
drafted, right? Because he really
Kiyan putting in that work.
He put in that
Right,
work.
he's
He goes to
working.
school and put in that work.
Right.
Of course, the NBA player, like,
Melo different. His father trained him
he
different.
training them.
Melo.
So
I
Shaq,
love
his son could have, Shaq could have did that and had his son play in the league. No, he got to
That's
work.
true.
He's not good enough.
Yeah,
Right.
Basically, in a nutshell.
And let him
even
let
though-
him
what's that
let
other
him
guy's son?
rather
Let him
let
figure it
him
out.
fail
D-Wade with his son.
and
Dwayne
learn.
Wade.
D-Wade's son. D-Wade could have did that. Like, yo,
You
you
think
better.
he could have? They all could do it.
No,
And these
they would have
dudes-
did it.
They would have did it. LeBron.
They know their son's not good enough.
I don't know if it's even that.
You don't
'cause
know because I don't know who got pulled and
Or
who
their
don't,
sons,
who can make that
some
call.
point in
They're
time,
not hustling for
did not display the type of hunger
Yeah.
necessary to get to that level.
Look at Scottie Pippen.
You could be
son,
talented.
Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie
Yeah.
Pippen Jr. could play.
He
Right.
could play.
He got it
And
from the
he did his
mud. He
thing.
earned it the hard way.
So where he at now? Is he?
He's still with the Grizzlies.
Yeah. So and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let it play out. There's players, sons who's in the league, and they
I can
got
see
there on
my
their
son,
own.
like, but I
Yeah,
couldn't-
you're gonna do it because you're a mom. You're
Yeah.
a mom. You're a dad. Like, of course, we all want the best for our children. If you know what I'm saying.
Right, but I do
unfortunately,
want
I
him
don't
to
have-
work harder because it just all I'm doing is creating I'm enabling him to do nothing.
And you're not gonna be there
Creating-
forever.
I'm not.
to battle those punches that he's gonna take.
Yes,
So you know what I mean? Let him take his punches. It's even when you raising a child. Once they leave that house, you don't know what they going through. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
All it is they coming back home and you can help them, assist them. But yo, when you tell them, yo, don't talk to that girl bad for you. He gotta go figure out why that girl bad for him. You know what I'm saying? Right. He gotta feel that. He gotta understand that, yo, damn, she fucked me up. Like, you know what I mean? Or this thing happened to me. Yo, you could tell somebody, yo, you go this road right here, you'll be good. They still gonna go left. They still gonna go here just to figure it out themselves. And I think that's the best way to be taught. Yeah. You could tell. That's why I like a lot of the preachers and pastors and all that. Like them girls be the craziest. You know what I'm saying? Because they coddle. You hiding them from the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they get an ounce of freedom, they like, yo, I'm going crazy. And you can't tell me nothing because I'm outside now. I'm outside.
Thought Nation.
Yeah, I'm glad we touching on that.
Thought Nation. Yeah, you ain't right.
Describe, the AAU scene with parents especially, because now you see clips with parents fighting each other.
It was wild, bro.
Compared to when you was coming up to how it is now.
So I didn't play much of AAU, but when the AAU team that I made, it was Riverside, right? So I had to, it was like Riverside A and Riverside B. That was it. Like either you're on the A or the B team.
Is it still that way? I think so.
No, now they got is it A, B, C, D, T, E, F. No one does not make a team anymore. Back in the day, they like Riverside.
Oh, you talking about Riverside Church?
Riverside Church.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, they used to. Now
they
got the A, the B, the C, the D.
It wasn't the game.
I was like, yo, you Riverside. Like I'm reffing.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Niggas was,
yeah, we Riverside. Like you terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you awful. Like how are you Riverside? You Riverside. Because Riverside, we used to get the bags.
You had the bag, you had the jacket with the zipper with the big hawk on the back. The blue, them shit's blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow, the hawk.
If you played for Riverside back then, you was nasty.
Yeah.
You was nasty with that.
I'm a hawk. I'm a Riverside hawk.
That is the equivalent to getting that chain when you sign for a deal.
Facts.
Yep, 100%.
Facts.
Niggas saw you with
I have my backpack.
Niggas saw you with the backpack.
So now it's like when I got into the game and I started coaching for the New York Lightning. Long Island Lightning. That was my first coaching experience. Shout out to the Lightning because they helped me understand the game a little bit more. So even from a financial standpoint. But I was with the Lightning. So the AAU, not to jump around, but AAU scene back in the day, you had to really earn your spot. You had to go up against these top players and really like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I was coming from Queens, from Andrew Jackson, Campus Magnet, going all the way to Riverside. For practice.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was the grind.
How old were you?
Like, I don't know, what was it, 17, 16? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, 16. I used to spend that. So, matter of fact, I used to stay at my dad's house. Okay. My dad lived in the Bronx. My dad used to come pick me up. And he'll vouch for this. He used to come pick me up from Riverside practice. And I would stay. I would stay there, but I would have to go on the train. I would have to get up so early because I had to go back to Queens. So when I had Riverside practice, I'd stay at my dad's house. Okay. And then I would have to go back to Queens early in the morning, but I have to leave like 5 in the morning to get on the train to go back. Because you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. So. But back in that time, it was really a grind. Now, if you getting consolation prizes and stuff like that, it's like, what does a win even feel like anymore? Because, they made losing acceptable. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to lose. Everybody wins. Everybody gets a little
participation trophy. Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, like,
right.
AAU now, though,
losing acceptable.
To talk about the AAU scene now, these kids, a lot of them are pampered. Like the biggest thing, their parents are awful. The parents, they think that they're playing. They suck.
This is
their
crazy.
Kids are fucking awful. Excuse my language, but their kids, they're not that good, and everybody think their kid is going to the league. And when you realize that you're one of their worst enemies because you keep feeding them this stuff,
you're hindering them.
Let me tell you, shout out to Capital Prep. My son playing basketball and football, and I'm like, don't you think this is just too much? And he's
Nah.
kind of like small, but
you got to give him something to like at least believe in,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Give him that. Let him do what he gonna do, right? If he likes to do it, let him do it because he could have been doing some other shit.
But he could have been basketball. It was just that he was in many different basketball programs. Plus that, I went to one of the games. I mean, I felt like I was in a Lifetime movie. Parents are yelling at the coach. My son, you changed him from this position to that position. It was so bad. The team was fighting against each other. It was so bad I had to walk up to my son and go, look, you know, this continues.
But this is why, like, people get weeded out, though. You know what happens? People get weeded out. And when you get to a certain level, people are not going to deal with your parent. If you're on the team and your mom is coming to me, you ain't never playing on my team.
That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact.
Your mom is calling me?
That's
nah, bro, you done.
Right.
You
I
finished.
can find another person.
I can find
somebody else.
And
I'm not dealing with this.
Wow.
And practice?
Yeah.
You finished, bro. Go run laps, bro. Your mom is calling me. Well, you got your mom. You show up on the court. That's why you're not playing.
Right.
No coach will ever say, yo, you getting too many steals. You getting too many blocks. You getting too many assists. You know, getting too many rebounds. Find a way to get on that court. You understand?
Right.
If you offensively challenged, you're not able to do what you're doing.
Get some rebounds.
Get some
Play
rebounds.
defense.
Talk on defense. Yo, be a coach. Be an extension of that coach on the floor.
That's what I tell my
You know
son.
what separated me from
the
me?
leader.
Being a leader.
Around
talking.
that
I used
team,
to
that
I had
team.
my headband on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wore a headband because of style.
I can just see him over there now.
Because of style. I had my headband and all that. I was different. I used to match really, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's how, I tell you that same advice I gave my son. I don't care if you got to color your hair green. You better be a boss.
You gotta
talk to them teammates.
You gotta
let them
separate
know.
yourself. You go to somewhere else, you know what I mean? Oh, that dude with the
I
headband.
gotta let you talk to him because he gotta hear that.
That kid with the headband, like, cause you don't know everybody. You know, I had a headband on. You know, I was talking. You know, I hit a couple threes and all that. But it's gonna be more because now you identify me. You know what I'm saying? People
He said I used to wear the headband.
I was
what
the
color
headband.
was your headband?
Whatever it's yellow. I'm a yellow headband.
Okay.
We wore blue. I'm wearing a blue headband. Like still, it's 80% of feeling good is looking good. So you know what I'm saying. So you got to look good, look the part, and then you feel better. My game over.
So like the process now, cause I know it's changed from back in the day, right? When it comes to like these Division I colleges. Looking at
it's different, bro.
Okay, yeah.
It's different. Yo, I'm learning too. I'm learning this on the fly too. My man, shout out to my boy Lauren Leaf, my backcourt mate at Sacramento State. He's now one of the head coaches at Utah.
Wow, okay.
University of Utah.
All right.
So shout out to him. We was talking, was that yesterday? We was talking yesterday. We still I started a group chat for all my peoples back in 2012. I was in Dallas. And I tapped in with one of my teammates, my boy Rod, and from Sacramento State. And from that day, I started a group chat, and we talk like damn near every day still for like 12 years now. So my college teammates from Sacramento State, we all still talk. You know what I'm saying? Which is super dope. But we were talking yesterday, and just to see him, with the Utah joint on and everything. He was the assistant coach at Sacramento State last year. And that was big for us because we like, yo, you the assistant coach. We all played there. So it was like, yo, that was fire. I wanted to go to a game, but I wasn't able to go to a game. And then he, pretty much got a bigger advance, and now he's at Utah. But we were talking about the state of college. And I was asking him questions like, yo, how is it? Because these players are getting paid now. They getting $500,000. They getting NIL deals and stuff. It's different. NIL, name, image, and likeness. It's different now. In college.
Okay, so
I would have stayed all 4 years. I remember, not to jump all around, but my man Kevin Hamilton, he's the coach at Eagle Brooklyn. They actually won the PSAL championship this year. By default, there was some crazy stuff happening in the PSAL this year, but he was saying, like, if you was still in college, you wouldn't have finished up at Sacramento State. I led Sacramento State in scoring. That was my Division I school.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have stayed there. Yeah, another school would have offered you some bread or something like that, and you would have transferred.
Yeah, you went to UCLA or something
like that. So college, the game, it's crazy. I say, yo, how do you talk? How are you going to talk to these players? How do you talk? He said one coach came to so you asking a current state in college. You talking Division I high, Division I. One of the coaches came and talked to a kid, and the kid pretty much egged him. You know what I'm saying? But now you got to be able to relate to some of these kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he went, talk to him and like, and got a whole different, kind of response from him. But you got to hire people who can actually kind of like control the environment.
Because
like, you know what I'm saying?
Because of the new deals and stuff like that.
100%. Because these kids are driving cars better than yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They able to be in places better than yours. And now, if I'm in college,
I'm finally getting paid now.
I'm using this. This is my job now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Teachers, what?
So what? Don't play with me.
My essay wasn't doing. Go handle that.
The networks are getting billions of dollars.
I'm telling my son, you could
to
be
put
there
these
before you're there, and that's what I'm building him now. I'm sorry about that.
No.
Go ahead.
The networks are paying these colleges billions of dollars to showcase them, and some of these guys are lucky to keep a scholarship, or maintain their GPAs and stuff like that in order to stay on the team, which is what they want to do.
I could pay somebody to go ahead and
that. Right. But then you still got, you got stuff like EA Sports, who are spending money
Gatorade.
for the likeness and the use of these things.
These players.
You know what I mean? So
I'm
this
still
is
owed a
where
check. Shout out to EA Sports. I was in March Madness. I was in there for 2 years. I need my check. I was thinking about. I posted my college. If you look on my gram, I posted. College is coming. I just got a boatload of pictures from my school. They sent me some pictures and stuff like that. Shout out to Ryan Bjork, and I just posted it, and I posted. Is still going? We good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah.
I posted the pictures and everything, and it was dope. So one of the people was like, "Yo, I want your jersey." Like people within my DMs, like, "Yo, I want your college jersey."
Sure,
so I'm thinking, you know what? In my brain, like I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna get some of this NIL money that I missed out on." Like, so I'm about to manufacture some Hargrave Sacramento State jerseys and throwback jerseys and all that.
That's right.
And I'm gonna see what's up. You know what I mean? Because I didn't get a dime when I was in college. You know what I'm saying? I mean. Other than the financial aid and my scholarship, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, these college athletes right now can be set for life right now from going to college if they play their cards right. They could be set for life. This is professional basketball. College now is professional basketball.
Yeah, literally.
That's what my son was
That's like the real.
And it's probably the biggest professional league out there. If you think about it, college is the biggest professional league out today. It's bigger than NBA.
It's
NBA
more
only got 30
teams,
teams.
more colleges.
More colleges.
It's 300 and something, over 300 something Division I.
Easy.
Wow. Let me ask you a question because, this is an informational podcast as well. Now you're at where you're at right now mentally, you're matured and you've learned a lot and you see transition is happening. How important is it for these athletes to know about the financial part? Should they consider that if they want to pursue a career as a basketball player, should they be taking financial literacy courses? Should they be, digging more into that just as much as they're practicing?
So that would be mandatory. For if I'm a coach or anything at any program, financial literacy is mandatory. That would be a class that all my players are going to take. You know what I mean? Because that's something that they're going to really need other than calculus, right? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Or geometry, whatever. Like, you need that's life skills. That's something that you definitely need to enhance what you're about to embark on. You understand? So, like, those are some of the things so that's huge.
So that's considered a business in
100%. 100%.
Okay,
So I would definitely say all my players, all of the guys that that are on my team or whatever, they would have to take a financial literacy course, and they have them, but they never put you on them because they didn't really care about you outside after you left. But now you got to care about yourself, and now you have an agent, so your agent should be talking to you about these things as well too.
For me as a parent, I think it starts from home. Everything have to start from home, and that's why Michael Jordan had a good deal because his mother made sure that. That's right.
Mom was like,
it
my
starts
baby
from home.
gotta eat.
Make sure you have the right family.
She was on her Latrell Sprewell shit.
You got a lot to break down to the boys, the young boys, and the young ladies.
Yeah.
Because, everybody, NBA, and they forget that there's a lot of other leagues outside the NBA where they could go ahead and make money as well.
Not even in leagues. Like, I feel like I mastered the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. If you just think about my journey from a player to coaching to training, refereeing, what else, you know what I'm saying, that you got to do? I did it all in that game of basketball. So I mastered the game. And people may say, oh, who does he think he is for saying he mastered? No, there's no other level that you can go to like me. And it's always things that I can learn. So now I just got picked up to officiate in Division 3 and Division 2.
Dope. Okay.
My goal, I always put goals on myself. I played Division 1. I want to officiate in Division 1. So, and that, there's some good money in that too. And it's just people don't understand. They don't know the knowledge behind it. Like, you get paid good money to referee these games.
Please, yes.
In the ACC, you get close to $4,000 for one game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know this. So, like, when they see me, they see you reffing and everything, I had to learn the hard way too. I had a guy named John Colson. He's like he used to ref my games and everything like that. He's like an assigner. They call him assigners. Like, and I remember I had a game in West 4th Street. And I think I was like 28, and he's like, "Yo, he like, you like that car? My car that I had, like I had a Maximum, like it was a all tinted out and all. Like, he like, you like that car? You want 2 of them? Like, what? Yeah, I like my car. Like, I don't need 2, but you want 2? Like, yeah, sure, why not? You come on board over here. Come start reffing. So immediately I'm like, yo, am I washed or something? Why are you asking me to ref? Like, I just had 35 points, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it ain't, you need to, he's just giving me game. And a lot of people don't do that.
I appreciate that so much.
So shout out to John Colson
for that.
Out. And he got me on. And it took me a couple years after. I didn't go right away.
Right.
So I got on maybe 2-3 years later. And now I'm like, 6 years in where I've been reffing.
Another skill right under your umbrella.
And under my umbrella, but now it gave me more life to, for me, I'm a goal-driven person and a result-driven person. So setting goals for myself is something that I do daily. Like, it's every day that I wake up, I have a new goal. Like, I woke up, right? So it resets what my new goal is for the day. You know what I'm saying? Now I can work on the goals that I didn't finish, maybe. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I try before I go to sleep. Like, even now, before 12 o'clock, I still got a couple more things that I got to do to reset for tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, but I live my life like that. So now when I wake up, I spoke to the principal at Springfield today. We're going to be doing our holiday classic again at Springfield. He wants to add another day. He loves what's going on. So now I got my wheels turned. Okay, like, cool. Let me, maybe I'll do a whole day for the girls. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. So, but that's just how my brain works. Okay, yeah.
So let's get into the tournament that's coming up.
Yes. So we got the 14th annual Queens Week celebration. Going to be at 150th Park. We are giving out the cash prize.
By Baisley?
By Baisley Pond Extension. The extension right there by the softball field, right there by the conduit.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. So they got 3 courts. They redid the courts over a couple years ago. And how we got Queens Week back going, it took a little hiatus for a little bit.
Was that because of COVID?
We actually came back in COVID because I couldn't do Ballin for Peace. So, but me and my partner, my guy Dave Buckner, we just, he had his daughter, and we just kind of like stopped doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, we just stopped doing it. I started focusing more on Ballin for Peace, and he had a car business where he sells cars, used cars, new cars. And I started doing it for a little bit when I came back from overseas. I was buying and selling and flipping cars. that was my thing. Because when you play ball and you play overseas, you can't go get a job. Like I couldn't just go and get a job because people are like,
sense.
what you doing when you go back over this? So you have all the questions. So what I did was, my boy, his dad owned a mechanic shop.
Okay.
And we got our dealer's licenses because he wasn't using it no more.
Right.
He wasn't going to the auction and buying cars and stuff. One of the first cars we bought was like a Cadillac. We spent like $1,500. It's like $750 each, and we got it.
Okay.
But again, we learned how to sell cars properly. Like the internet wasn't how it is now. You know what I'm saying? You can easily just go on the internet. So we started. Quick story. We started going to the auction and getting cars and putting them on a lot, but they'd be sitting for a little while. So actually we started saying, you want a car, you want a Honda Accord 2024, right? Well, I'll take you to the auction with me. And I'm letting off this is incriminating stuff. I would take you to the auction with me. I would get the list of the cars that you want, and we would get you that car in a wholesale price, because you're not going to get the car that we're going to get it for. You're not going to get the price that we're going to get it for, because we're going to the auction and getting it. You don't have your dealer's license, so you can't get it.
You can't get it.
So I'm just giving you an example. That car is $5,000, right? We got it. It's $5,000. We got it for $5,000. We're going to put it on a lot for $10,000. You understand? I'm just saying. I'm just giving you numbers,
just
right?
numbers. Okay.
So now when you go to the dealership, just know that they're always going to win. You're never going to win. Even if you're talking them down, you're never going to win. You just spoke them down, but they actually got that car for a much cheaper rate than what it is. But you don't have access to it at the auction. So what we started doing, that car goes for $5,000. We just throw a little extra on it. You got that car for what we got it for, but you pay us
just to do it right, a little extra,
$500 or $1,000 more.
Right. So now I'm making $500 every so often, or extra $1,000.
I would take 5-10 people with me.
Oh, okay.
So now I just flipped it down. I got 10 people with me.
Great, right.
Now we got a business.
Now you can get your little $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 off the rip.
100% right for one day.
Instead of it sitting at the lot. That's
how we
being innovative. Wow.
Innovative and being different. So the list used to come out.
I'm listening, brother.
The list used to come out, and we used to do that.
Everything
that was huge.
you talking about right now within this week time, I've been having those conversations.
You gotta find other
From
ways.
my surgery to the car.
You gotta find. So
and
even
to
now,
basketball.
I saw him today. He just got somebody a new car. Like you can come and anybody needs cars. You know what I mean? We got that. Like you know what I mean? I don't do it anymore, but he does.
I seen this Lamborghini truck. I'm like, oh my god, it's a beautiful.
So we're gonna get you a Lambo truck. You know what I'm saying?
But it's so fire.
At the end of the day, not to get off topic, those are the things that happened. Those are the things that I was doing because I couldn't play. I'm coming back from overseas, and it's like, it's almost an embarrassment if I would have got a job. I would have felt embarrassed, or like you get those questions, when are you leaving? When are you going? So that's why a lot of people who are home from playing overseas, a lot of people won't just speak like this. They won't speak freely about this, but these are real feelings. These are real things that happen. And I was low-key tired of going through that process. One of the reasons why I stopped playing overseas. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like being recruited every year.
I'm happy that you're being transparent about that. So at least the young ones know what to do, you know?
Some people, they fabricate the truth a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't tell these stories.
And you're telling your emotions. So I know a lot of young men don't express their emotions as much as us females, because I have a 10-year-old, she's expressing it off the rip. But my son is kind of different, so
you won't hear it from them. You won't hear it until like now, like it's stuff like now, like I wasn't able to.
I didn't know you went through that.
Yeah,
right.
I wasn't able to like say those things when I was going through it.
Right.
You understand? Because I was the one like not working, and I could have been dead broke. But my overseas season ended in April, May, and now it's August, September.
Right.
I'm spending that money. Yeah.
So you and the brother come together, and so like when is the genesis for the actual tournament?
So we started it because of all the senseless acts of violence that was going on in our community. Jam Master Jay, Stack Bundles, my boy Mark Arrington, my best friend, got killed in Hollis, Queens. Oh my God. And while I was away, so we started Queens Week. You know what I'm saying? Queens Week actually started before I started Ballin for Peace.
Okay.
So Queens Week is one of the first community-based events, projects that I was doing. and every summer we just do it. And if you look on YouTube, a lot of the stuff is still there from. You'll see me in my younger age, like at 19 and stuff like that, doing the stuff. And this is in the height of me still playing ball. Like, you understand? Like, I'm a young dude doing this.
Wow.
Most people ain't doing this.
Been like a community guy that always bring the people together.
That's just
A leader.
how my life went. You know what I'm saying?
Destined to be.
It's something that, like we could easily sit back. I don't have to do this next week. I never put a team in it. Never played in my own tournament. There's people who play in their own tournament and win them. And win the money and win it. And it's like, and they rig it and they do all this other stuff. Yeah. I've never done that. And we gave out the first year that we did it, we did at Montebello Park. We gave it out $1,000. We got our friends together and they played. And it just grew. I kind of feel like sometimes I just throw it out there now without the rollout that I usually have, say for Ballin for Peace, because it's a free event and it's a little bit different. The structure of it is a lot different,
right?
Because it's just people playing basketball, but we kind of do it more like a festival style. We have vendors there and stuff like that. We're gonna have the bouncy house, rock climbing walls, face painting for the kids, stuff like that. It's a little bit different, so I don't have to go as hard when I'm doing a Ballin for Peace event. Say we're at John Jay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm at John Jay College. It's inside. You got to pay this big overhead for the gym and everything like that. And I have to do them in colleges. I wouldn't want to downgrade at all. But with Queens Week, 14th annual, it's actually longer. But we didn't do them.
How many hours is it for?
So the games start at 11 o'clock and we're there till about 7.
Okay, party.
Both days. So we're there all day. So this year, the first year that we implemented the youth. So we have 13U, 15U, and 17U division. We have all of the teams together.
Okay.
So with that, it's one game elimination. So if you win, you play in championship Sunday. Next day is Sunday, the championship. So 13U, if you win there, you'll play on the 13U championship. You won the 15U game. You just one game on Saturday.
Right.
You play in the championship game on
on
Sunday, and then the 17U as well. 17U, we're going to bring back the semifinal because we got 8 teams for 17U. So you have to win one game. You come back, you play in the semifinals, and then the championship on Sunday.
Listen, man, it's time to get this money, guys.
Yeah. Well, the youth aren't playing for money.
Right.
They're not playing for money. The adults now, that's 18 and over.
Right.
They're playing for $5,000. We're giving them that, for the winner, whoever wins. I believe in when you're playing in a tournament. I can just say it's, you're not winning any money and have entry fee and everything like that. And some people are more, they care about that more.
Right.
'Cause, when you have money on the line, and some people are afraid. They're like, oh, who's
it's the
in it?
opposite, right?
They're like, who's playing? And it's like, bro, play basketball, bro. Like I'm doing this. I'm giving you money because it's like,
bro, just play the
I don't
damn
want
game.
you to just leave with a wet, sweaty jersey and a trophy. You're an adult, like you know what I'm saying. Like you're an adult. You
let it be worth your while. It got to be worth your while.
Yeah, it got to be so. But you don't know all the pushback that I get. For putting, it's like, who's in it? What team are they playing? It's like, bruh, just bring your squad and play. So I'm thinking maybe I make it in for a free tournament. I just,
y'all can play for nothing.
Yeah, you can
keep
it
play for
nothing.
Right.
But so
you mean they actually order that when there's money on the table, when there's no money on the table?
This is the
psychological.
The psychological thing. But when it's money on the line, it's I'm cool. It's crazy. And it's not a buku money, it's not life changing money. I said 5.
We gotta have therapy to do stuff like
this.
That.
It's 8-player roster. You know what I'm saying? You pick up 8 players, game is 21 by 1s and 2s, or whoever's winning after 21 minutes, and it's a 21-second shot clock. This is called the Ultimate 21.
I like that.
So it's a fun way to play basketball. It's super
that.
dope. 2-game elimination for the older guys. So we don't have fights. If you do have a fight, your whole team is out, right?
The whole team.
The whole team is finished. If you have a fight,
no 5,000 for
your
you.
Team, you're done. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
It's not about
that's
that.
in a policy right there.
One year we had somebody, they almost fought. So the player threw a swing, right? They broke it up. So I made the executive decision to throw that player out.
Right.
You know what I mean? We were able to calm it
It
down.
was
It wasn't a fight. It wasn't a brawl. It wasn't. So I had another team come to me like, oh, yo, they were fight. I said, they didn't fight. I threw the play out. He's done. But they were so afraid of that team that play. They wanted that team out. The team was up 20-4. The score was 20-4, and the game was 21. They was trying to get me. I'm like, yo, bro,
20-4.
The score was the game is 21. The score was 20-4. That team was gonna be out anyway. And I think
that was their cue. That was their cue. Get them out of here.
So
they think they slick.
But it's gonna be at 150th Park.
Okay.
Starting at 11 o'clock, September 7th. We have there for September 7th and September 8th. Court 1 will be all the youth games. Court 2 and 3 will be the.
It's a flyer for the. It's a flyer.
I have a flyer for it.
Yeah. So send it to us, and we'll make sure we. Put
so
it
I haven't been able to make the schedule for the adult teams, all the adults, because I'm still taking it because some people are scared to play in it to get
the
to
game
win money.
has changed because back in the day when I was younger, I would hear something like that. The guys were like, "Bring it on! I don't care who it is." I mean,
they're like, "Yo, who's in it? Who's playing?"
And they have a million questions.
So I'm.
It's a mental shift here. What's going on?
I don't know. Pride. People don't have pride anymore. But this is 14th annual. Got that going on. That's September 7th and 8th. And then we have the Elite 32. That's gonna be December 27th, 28th, and 29th at Springfield High School.
Find out they got Big 3. I see your Big 4 coming pretty soon. You gonna have the whole.
Yeah, man.
Gonna have the NBA show.
We doing it's the Elite 32. So we have 32 high schools. We give out scholarships and everything like that. Just spoke to Principal Anderson at Springfield High School. Shout out to Principal Anderson.
Shout out to Principal.
For allowing us to have it there all these years. Is our Elite 32 High School Classic has only been at Springfield High School, and that's because last time I told you my mother was very big. She was inspiration on me. She taught at Springfield High School for over 25 years.
Shout out to Mom. Yeah. Yes.
I helped them get brand new rims. They just did the floor over. I feel like us doing the stuff there, bringing money into the school as well too, bringing more eyes and ears on what's going on over there too.
Put highlight in the school.
Yes. The what's her name? The not councilman, not the councilwoman. The
assembly.
No, the person over the schools.
The chancellor or the commissioner.
Chancellor.
Nah. Superintendent.
Was a shame
for that district came, and she loved it. You know what I'm saying? And last year we had the New York Knicks, ESPN,
right?
Like John Starks came out. So how we intertwine Ballin for Peace and our celebrities. Every game we had 16 games. Every game we had an influencer give the MVP trophy out to the MVP of that team.
That's beautiful.
And this year what we did was take the top 8 MVPs and had them play at Ballin for Peace in our high school game against another high school.
That's dope.
So we had the All-Star game, the Elite 32 All-Stars versus such and such teams.
I don't even know that much about basketball. That's phenomenal.
Before we wrap up, the importance of the youth.
It's very important to have, like I was telling you was talking about your son playing football and bat. Yeah, let him play. Let him play all the sports. Like, it's better than him doing, because there's so many other things that he can be doing.
That's a fact.
Don't get upset or he playing his body banged. Bruh, I'd rather my child or whatever do all of that than to be involved with the gang stuff. Right. Or, because it's very easy. Or
especially
them to be
nowadays.
Locked in on this thing, looking at your phone.
Oh, man.
Yo, what? Now this is virtual reality. This ain't real.
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, yo, why you don't post this? Why you don't do that? Why? I post what I want you to see.
I'm like that. I'm not going to keep doing I can't.
I post what I want you to see. So I could be having a terrible day. You think I'm going to post that? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not. So that it's fantasy land. Like people live it, and I treat it just
Real
like
talk
that.
right there.
You know what I'm saying? It's a promotional tool for me. This is a promotional tool.
Right,
Yeah, I just got fired from my job.
And
I'm gonna go ahead and put it on IG for everybody to see.
100%.
No, it's too far. How, like, final question, you know, I know we talk about like having good coach and having good agents, and but how important it is just to, because home is base. You know, and I feel like when we talk about
home isn't home for everybody too. Sometimes being at home is a place that you want to run out of. You know what I'm saying? But, so So
well, for those who home is okay, how important is that? Because a lot of times we go places, I hear people speak about do good in school, do good here, and do good there, and even this social media is a lot of stuff on my feed is teaching parents how to be parents, do gentle parenting, do this, do that, do this, and do that. And now I just feel like it's not balanced anymore because nobody's telling the kids that things got to be received too on the other end.
100%.
So it got to be a balance with that.
Being an educator, I feel like parents suck at a lot of things, right? And that's just me being real. Like parents have put all the onus on the teachers and everything. It's like, yo, you have to be a parent.
You
too.
have to.
Imagine. So I taught and I used to teach after school too. I was in regular school, you know, day school, and then I would teach after school. Okay. These kids would be doing day school and then they do after school. So you know, the majority of their child is with, you know, someone else giving them guidance and everything, and then you want to sit here and get upset with this person, you know, because
they're doing the way they want to do.
100%. So and you know, when do you actually have time to spend with your child? If your child is in day school and after school, and then they have practice or this, that, you're not spending time with your child. You're not present, right? So a lot of people had a rude awakening. A lot of parents had a rude awakening when COVID hit, when they had to actually sit with they badass kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then,
so I'm a stickler for that. Yeah.
It's very important that you make time for your child as a parent. Like, you can't just leave the responsibility on somebody else and expect the world.
And then complain about it.
And then complain on top of that.
Right.
You know how much stuff we deal with as educators? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a teacher, like, I'm a PE teacher, so I get a little easy. You know, a lot of people, you know, I get but I'm in charge of making sure that your kid is active. A lot of these kids, that's the only activity that they getting is in PE, because they eating chips, they eating all this nasty foods and all this other stuff. Right. And then the only activity that they get is with PE. So I'm gonna make you work out and run and this, that, and the third. You're gonna
burn
be
that poison out of your body.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not active,
for 45 minutes, you're gonna get this work.
50% of your grade is participation. You know what I'm saying? For me. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't participate, you get a 0 50. And you're going to fail, period. The end. Like, that's it. So I make it easy for myself, the grading aspect, and I'm making it easy for you. So I tell them this. You're earning your grade. You want to, coach, I want to sit out. So you're going to earn that 0. Right. So I asked, you're going to earn that 0 today? Yeah, I'm going to earn. All right, cool. And when the grades go in at the end of each week.
Say less.
Say less.
Yeah, parents got to be more involved.
Parents got to step up.
I'm very involved with my kids, and I tell my kids, no one has your best interest more than me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what my mother
But you're
used to
going
tell
to be
me?
an adult. You're going to make your decisions, and I'm going to allow you to do that. But no one is going to have your best interest in me. So I'm involved with their teachers. I emailed the principals and talking about being physical. Me and my daughter jogged around the park yesterday. We didn't get an opportunity to do it today because I'm very involved in my children's lives. So I don't know how parents just go ahead and my daughter and my son hasn't been after school since they've been in school because that I need that time with them. I don't want nobody educating my children. I have to be there for them. Yeah. I have to tell them what my principles and my beliefs are. And if you decide to continue on with that, fine. But this is where we're going off from. My father was very involved, and I'm grateful because he taught me that parenting skill. So yeah, I mean, but I just hear sometimes where they say, be good in school, do this, do that. And so it's like home is exempt, right? To some, not all, but to some. And I feel like some of these parents need to be parents, but then some of the children need to know.
They gotta watch. I learned a lot from watching my mother. My mother didn't have to say, "Yo, do." I watched.
Right.
I learned how to drive from watching my mother drive. you have to be present as a child as well too. We both have jobs to do. As, you know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
as you know, I took all the cool things from my mother. I didn't take the bad things from my mother. My mother was drinking. My mother did certain things.
Right.
You'll never hear those stuff unless I tell you about it. You understand? Well, you hear my mother, teacher, you know, 2 master's degrees, this. We had our own icy truck business and everything like that. But, you know, I give you all of the flowers that I learned and everything from my mother.
That's what I was telling the brother. I said, just be there. Be there.
We appreciate you, but before you go, give them that information one more
sir.
time about
Yes,
the
sir.
tournament.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on.
Yep.
What day. And if there's still any room to, you know, get down,
Yeah,
how
for
can
sure.
they get involved? Even if you want to be a vendor, how can they go about
Yes.
being a vendor as well?
Got
Everything.
it. Appreciate that. So we got Queens Week, our 14th annual Queens Week, 150th Park, September 7th and 8th. You can definitely be a vendor. Lock in with us at ballinforpeace.org. So go to BALLIN, the number 4, peace.org. That's our website. You can tap in there. Follow me, H205. DM me for all the information for that. And then, follow that. Follow Ballin' for Peace. And and then Elite 32. Elite 32, that's December 27th, 28th, and 29th. Springfield Gardens High School. It's going down. Get your high school team in it. It's gonna be really elite. Shout out to Clash TV. They live streamed all the games. ESPN for coming out. New York Knicks. It's going down.
Yeah, I know what it is, man. Man, we appreciate you for pulling
sir.
up, brother.
Yes, sir.
Indeed,
and, we respect
indeed.
everything you doing, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we gotta keep
10 toes
keeping
down.
it 10 toes like
10
always.
toes. Hold on, I
You know what I'm
can't.
saying?
Yeah,
We gonna do it for you.
We gonna do it for
yeah.
you. You know,
And
all
on that
about.
note, we out, man.
Let's
we
do it.
out.
10 toes down. Poor thing. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do what I can.